Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Christina and this is Creations by Christy, and welcome back to another part of the Mystery Make series, the series where we let the spinning wheel choose which one of my crochet or sewing Pinterest pins we're going to make this week. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Thank you guys for being so patient with me for missing last week. I had some dental surgery and no one wanted to see that. So thank you for being patient. I hope you enjoy this week's video. So with that being said, let's see what we're making this week. All right, we're getting back into some crochet wearables. So a little shawl. I don't do shawls that often. It's one of those things where you kind of already have to have something planned for it to wear it. But let's get turned around. Let's see what color I pick, and we'll see, the best way to take care of this. So let's get turned around. This pattern is a one skein shawl. So it's actually made, it's a 4-row repeat, and so it's made to really go off of whatever size skein you have is how big you make it. Now it is asking for a 3-weight, which I have some 3-weight. So this is my 3-weight in smaller bin, but as you can see, it's very kind of far and few between because 3-weight's not something that I typically work with. I typically work with 4. So it does say in the pattern that you can feel totally good to use whatever weight yarn you want and whatever gauge suits the weight that you pick. So now I'm doing the great debate. So I know it's going to be a 4-weight yarn, but now it's which one do I use, because I just want to use a skein just like the pattern calls for. But do I want to use one of like my really pretty like variegated skeins, something like this tweed one that's just kind of a neutral, or these like beautiful blues, or this really beautiful like purple silver one? I don't know. So all of these I have, like the ones that I have pretty big amounts of were bought because I wanted them to make, something like cardigans and things like that. What I do though, as I'm going through, is I have this. So this is a Caron Simply Baby, and let's look. So this is a 4-weight. So typically, oh, this one says to use a J hook. I usually use an H or even a G with a 4-weight. And it's super soft because it is Simply Baby. And just so you can see, it is the Simply Baby in Sugar Coral, if you didn't see it already. You know what? I think we're going to use this. I think it would make a really pretty solid color, this beautiful corally pink. So it could be used with, other things. You could wear it across other things. I think we're going to go for that. I am going to grab both just because I'll see where we're at the end of one and See if we just want to add on the other one. I know it's a one skein, but here's the thing. These are 165 yards, okay? So, I mean, one of these, 165 yards. One of these, you're looking at 515. So, we're gonna take both. Let's get to working. Hey guys, good morning. Just wanted to fill you in. So I started it. This is how far I've gotten. I did end up going with the J hook. So the recommended hook for the yarn. But I will tell you, these 4 setups, so it's 4 setup rows and then they repeat. They're a little difficult. I had to look at her video and read her chart. The chart is what ended up helping me the most. But yeah, it was way more difficult than I was expecting. It's a beautiful shawl. So I mean, I knew there would be some, you know, difficultness to it, but yeah, like I said, her chart saved me. Her chart in the video is what saved, at least I hope. I'm gonna keep going and we'll see what we end up with. Hey, so sorry for the lack of video with this one. It took me a minute to get everything figured out, but I think I finally got it. Even though I thought I had it at the end of 8, which is what the chart goes up to, I think now I'm almost done with this row. Yeah, it's looking like it should. Let's keep going. Just checking in here. So we are almost done with our first skein. I mean, to be a cute little scarf, but I do think I'm gonna go into the second skein. And then we're going to kind of see. I don't know if I'll use a whole one, but we'll see and get it to a length I want. It does very much give like bat wing. I love the pattern of it. I won't lie. And it truly, once you get the pattern down, it's pretty quick, back and forth. So, and I'm so happy that I have the picture of the grid that she made to go with it, because that made it a lot easier than just reading through the pattern. But that's me. I don't mind grids. I prefer them in a lot of cases. So let's keep chugging along here. So, almost done. We only have this much left of the second skein. I am gonna finish it after the second one. So this was supposed to be a one skein wonder. That's how the pattern's written, but of course it's written for larger skeins. I was using just a 3.5 ounce, 100 gram thing of the Caron Simply Baby. So I used two. So where we stop at is just where we're gonna be at. I mean, the length is not bad by any means so far. Like she's big. So it's not like me stopping it's going to be a big deal. It's clearly large. So I mean, just looking at this, I probably only have 2 or 3 more rows. It would be nice if I have at least 2, like a whole nother repeat. So I'm on a third repeat, or I'm on a repeat. I'm on the last row because it's a 4-row repeat. It does have you doing a border, a peacoat border. So I might have to look at that, and if I do decide to add that, then this is going to have to be my last row, and then I'm going to hope that I have enough to get all the way around. I don't know if it's all the way around or if it's just the edge. So like this edge. So I have to relook at the pattern. I've been so just in the back and forth of it that I haven't looked past this part. So let me get this row done, and then we'll see where we have to go from there. With me coming to the end of this project, I'm not putting a border on it. We'll see if I can at least get some single crochets down the end of it. So like down this edge. just to finish it and just to use up that little bit that's left. But one thing I wanted to share that I don't think I have yet. So this is in a 4-row repeat, right? So it's 3 rows of V-stitch, and then it's a row of 2 puff stitches, I believe is what they are. So it's 4-row repeat through the whole thing. And on one end, it's either so one end is a chain 6 or it's a chain 2 treble, okay? On the other end, it's either a chain 2 or a double crochet. So since it's repeating rows, what I did for myself, just to kind of help me know, like, hey, this side is a chain 2 or a double, this side is a treble or a chain 6, is I put stitch markers on each side. So this side, that's the chain 3 or the treble or chain 6, I stuck 3 stitch markers. The other side I did 2, just so if I'm like not sure of what I need to do on that end, I can literally just look and see, oh, hey, this is my treble side. So I thought that was genius. It has helped, especially getting this long into it. It has helped a lot sometimes. So just a little bit of help if you end up doing this pattern. Since it is a repeat, you know, just to have a little bit of a visual of what you might need. So I am going to see how far this little bit of yarn gets me on an edge, and then we will see the final product. All right, guys, you ready? Oop. Here it is. I had it up. It's clinging a little bit to my top. I think it's just the type of yarn and the type of material the top is. It's wanting to hold it. See, like, but look at how super cute we turned out. It is adorable. I love the pattern. Once you really get working into it, that 4-row repeat turns out so cute. But yeah, hold on just a second, we'll talk about it. All right, so like I said, it turned out really cute. A couple things. I ended up not doing the peacoats through on the edging. I didn't have enough yarn left. You know, we talked about that last night. So all I did is I ended up doing a single crochet around my edge, around the top edge, and then just around each end, just to kind of help finish the ends off. And then my bottom does not have it. So a couple things with this pattern. I kind of brought it up the other day. The written pattern is not bad by any means. You can very easily go through it. I, though, really enjoyed using her graft that she provided because I can read them. And I think I worked it better using that, especially since it is a 4-row repeat. Once I kind of really realized what I was doing, from there you just kind of keep going. So like I said, the written pattern is written fine, and then she does have a graph too. And then she also does have a YouTube video to kind of go over it as well, the setup rows. So there's plenty of explanation out there if you're going to work this pattern to kind of help you get through it. So that's great. You know, especially if you get hung up somewhere, she kind of has a little help. Things I would have changed, like I love this color. I think I have a dress that I think this just as an accent piece is gonna look really nice. I only had a little less than 200 grams between those two skeins, right? So they were both 100 gram skeins, but one had already been used a little bit, so I had a little bit less than 200. I would totally use a different yarn next time. Or if I would have had like a third skein, I think it would have just added a lot to the drapiness of the shawl. But if you're using something like mandala skein, if you got like 2 of those, that's gonna run you about 300 grams. I think that would be a lot more just a lot more appropriate for this type of work. Or if you are really into just like a budget acrylic, even something like a Red Heart Super Saver, anything like that, those are 350 to like 350 to 400, right in that range typically. So if you really wanted to make it just a one skein project, just something like that, if you have one of those laying around, that would work perfectly fine. They make a lot of beautiful variegations and those types of things. So so yeah, as always, I'm gonna leave the pattern below, so please go check it out, show them some love. It is a great piece of work. And I mean, I will tell you, I love that it's very bat wingy. You know, I love that edge on it. I see you. It's very bat wingy. So I do love that. I think if you wanted to get very Ren Fairy with it, you could, with the colors that you use. So as always, I will leave the pattern down below. If you would, please like this video. It helps the algorithm know other people should see it as well. And then subscribe if you haven't already, just so you can see more of this content coming your way. And I do have some other videos that I'm hoping to start getting up on the channel, just to kind of get away a little bit from the Mystery Make series. I know we do love that series. It is helping me get through my Pinterest pins, but I do have some other things coming your way. So hopefully you stick around and check those out. If there is anything specific you'd like to see, please just leave a comment and I will do my best to get it looked into for you. And with that being said, as always, thank you so much for being here and making it this far. And I will see you next time. Bye.